This presentation explores effective pedagogical practices in the primary school classroom. So what do we mean by pedagogical practice? Pedagogy may be thought of as the art and science of teaching. It refers to the interactive processes between teacher and learner, but also encompasses different aspects of the learning environment, such as classroom resources. In order to enable effective learning, teachers must make their lessons exciting, interactive, and engaging. To be an excellent teacher, you must be very well organized. Teachers should plan their lessons with clear learning objectives. They should ensure that they have all resources available for their class and must know their lesson content well. Students learn best when their learning environment is supportive and safe. Teachers must actively create a positive classroom climate where students feel comfortable and respected. This can be done by establishing routines and setting out a consistent set of classroom rules and values. You should foster open communication and use positive reinforcement to encourage students' self-confidence. Bullying should be treated with a policy of zero tolerance, and behaviour management should reflect consistent classroom rules and be handled sensitively to minimise disruption. Get to know each child individually. Take time to learn their interests and ask them questions about themselves. By connecting with each child, you will get to know their individual learning styles. Lang et al. Showed that the school environment plays a major role in the social and emotional well-being of children. Teachers have an important role to play in the pastoral care of their students. By creating strong connections to each child, a teacher can identify where further support is needed and can draw on specialist staff such as counsellors to provide additional assistance to support the learner. A teacher must model the values and positive behaviours that they wish to encourage in their classroom. This can include openly discussing current issues and always demonstrating care and respect for each child. In addition to caring for a child's emotional and physical well-being, it is a teacher's job to care for their intellectual development, that is, the development of their capacity to think, reason, question and understand. As such, teachers should set high expectations for every student's progress. Teachers should establish and communicate clear learning outcomes. Suraj Blatford et al. Found that very effective teachers make use of plenaries, that is, small sessions throughout the lessons facilitated by the teacher to recap and consolidate learning, provide feedback, and to encourage critical thinking. Constructivist theorists such as Piaget argued that a learner actively constructs their own knowledge. These ideas influence the model of student-centered learning, in which the teacher's role is that of a facilitator, and places emphasis on each student's interests, abilities, and learning styles. A student-centered teacher tries to create an environment which will motivate the children to discover new skills and knowledge. Teachers do not simply transfer facts into the heads of passive students, but rather facilitate their discovery of relevant information. The most effective ways to do these are interactive and fun, and catered to different learning styles such as visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learners. Try activities that use different senses, include images as well as sounds. Design activities that are hands-on and that encourage creativity and problem-solving. There are many classroom resources teachers can use, such as listening posts and personal computers, that cater for different learning styles amongst students. New technologies such as interactive whiteboards utilize the internet to expand the classroom and allow access to a wealth of digital material. Whenever possible, encourage collaboration amongst students. Working together helps to build good communication skills, and active listening allows learners to test ideas and learn from each other. Vygotsky's social development theory argues that by engaging in collaborative learning, students work together to achieve outcomes. The term communities of practice is used to describe a group of individuals who learn and improve by collaborating and sharing ideas. Effective teachers make the links between the current topic and life outside the classroom explicit, so that their pupils can appreciate the wider implication of their learning. To do this, you should link classroom learning to familiar subjects and use relevant real-world examples to allow students to relate new concepts to their existing knowledge and experiences. Excursions are a great way to explore ideas from the classroom in different and exciting contexts. Students learn best when they are challenged and supported to develop deep levels of thinking. Encourage discussion and critical analysis of learning material. Tries to use strategies that prompt students to question and reflect. Create problem-solving scenarios where students must use their imagination and think creatively. When possible, discuss ideas together as a class and make sure every child feels comfortable to contribute to the discussion. Vygotsky theorized that learning occurs more effectively in what he called the zone of proximal development. He used this term to describe the area where new knowledge is outside the existing knowledge of the learner, but can still be mastered with guidance from teacher or peers. Behaviour theorists emphasize that an important part of a teacher's role is to provide feedback and reinforcement. Teachers should encourage students to do their best. Further, teachers should work to build students' belief in their own capacity to learn successfully and should emphasize the relationship between effort and success. It is therefore important to praise effort as well as correct answers and to make students feel that it is okay to get an answer wrong, but should provide realistic feedback and allow for opportunities for their pupils to reflect on their own learning. Effective pedagogy is about leading students to a place where they can learn for themselves. It is about creating environments where children can draw on their own individual learning styles, work individually and collaboratively to create their own knowledge, and ultimately develop themselves intellectually, emotionally, and socially.